King Mwanga the Great, Chapter 11. Kabaka Basamula Mwanga II saw things turning upside down in his kingdom. He had appointed Christian converts Apollo Kagwa, who belonged to the British station, Stanislas Mugwanya, who was associated with the French. Still in his government, there existed Muslims as well as the traditionalists. These factions wanted favor and influence at the king's palace. Now the British had established their administrative posts in the kingdom and toiled to sway the king to their side, since he was much more on the side of the French. He one day asked Mackay if, in their continent, each country had its own religion. He was also confused. The religious row intensified in Uganda. The Christian ministers believed in the might of their teachers, the missionaries, and never made decisions without consulting them. They rarely paid heed to the king's orders unless they were in line with what the foreigners suggested. When King Mwanga witnessed such humiliation, he came up with a group that was answerable to him, which was called Chiyinda. This was majorly made up of radical Buganda nationalists. This association spread throughout the kingdom. It was so loyal to the king that it forgot about the existence of the converted notables in the kingdom. Given that the largest percentage of Buganda people had embraced the foreign religions and trade, Chiyinda greatly threatened many people in the kingdom. The king came to feel comfortable with the activities of the group as its members stayed with him in the palace. He slowly began to forget about his Christian ministers and acted as he pleased. This invited their attention back and complained about the activities of the ruthless boys at the palace through a letter from Stanislas Mugwanya. Days later, the king was in his palace obtaining warmth from the fireplace and saw his ministers coming without appointment. It was 11 p.m. on 1897. The Prime Minister Apollo Kagwa, Zakaria Kisingili, and Stanislas Mugwanya approached him with a breathtaking message from Lugard from old Kampala. Lugard had given His Majesty the Kabaka of Buganda 3 options: to chase the Chiyinda boys out of the palace, or abdicate the throne and go into exile, or choose an insignificant village to rule like a Prince Mbogo. The king was extremely exasperated. He looked at the boys he raised, turning their backs against him. He painfully spoke. Kagwa, you always report me to the Bazungu. Will you go with them when their time to leave comes? Will the European king reward you with a village and go to administer it? The continuous demeaning. Do you think you can take my position and enjoy it? You fool. I wish I killed you the day I cut your face. The king felt betrayed. He exchanged words with his Prime Minister Kagwa until Mugwanya intervened and calmed him down. The king pleaded that it took them days to come up with such treacherous conditions, and they wanted him to decide in seconds. Kisingili agreed with the king and suggested to come again, for the king needed time. Mugwanya suggested that it was better he chased the boys out of the palace, while the king replied that none of the Buganda kings had female servants. He asked if they were to send their children and work with him if at all they knew his ways. When they left, tears rolled the king's eyes. He could not believe that his own ministers had betrayed him. He grew up knowing that the king had absolute powers and his word was law. This time he saw Kagwa and friends ruling his kingdom on behalf of the foreigners. The following morning, rumor had circulated that the Katikkiro and other men had visited the palace uninvited. Palace residents gathered immediately, asking themselves why they had come in the late night. The king told them what Lugard had said. All of them spoke with one voice that they were fighting. They swore their allegiance and comforted the king that they were standing with him until death. While still taking oaths, Sebikoche stood up and suggested that it would be better if the boys left the palace and gathered enough guns to fight. He added that if those boys got a designated village, they would mobilize support from all the people in the kingdom to train and fight against the Europeans at once. The king Sebikoche's idea was wise and bought it. He asked the boys to leave the palace. Since then, the king never remained the same. The king, at the same time, received a negative sign to the kingdom when a fiber ring used to bind the reeds used in the construction of the house fell onto the fireplace. This happened after the dismissal of the boys from the palace. The king had gone to Nakadu house where the Twekobe for the late Kabaka Mutesa II is located in Mengo. When he saw such an omen, his heart raced, legs melted under him, and "Oh God, my kingship has broken today. It has fallen, and it has ended." Since then, the king changed his attitude towards the foreigners. He saw the system of governance changing in his kingdom to the side of the Europeans. People's mindset also changed in respect to the ways of the foreigners. Having realized that even his ministers fought together with the Europeans, he devised means of fighting the foreigners.